Hello everyone and welcome back to the second part of the Speed Force Racing GP2 Championship, where we had some issues in the first part of the league or the lobby, and we set up a new one, so we are now ready to go. 17 drivers, one race left. The winner takes it all for this one. In the previous YouTube stream that we got a few kind comments from Sana, who said, "Robin, in my name of the whole SFR community, thank you for everyone you've done in the comments box, mate. We've really enjoyed having you. You're an absolute legend." We had Adrian Earnout saying, "Hey, thank you for the commentary during the season. Enjoy your last commentary." And for those who just joined, it's tonight my last commentary role, and after this night I will not be in the SFR community anymore, but I will still follow how tomorrow will end in GP1, and also how the league will unfold. And Santa Claus, the teammate of Senna, said before the stream ended, "Robin, thank you for all your commentary. We will miss you, buddy." So also thank you for those who are wishing me a great end to for this role. And but let's move on to the qualifying now. As we have now a Red Bull out, and that's LT Cobalt again, where we the better sunset, what we like to see here in Abu Dhabi. And if you go on board, it looks better than the normal daylight here. So who is going to be on pole for the final race of the season here at Abu Dhabi? We would like to know your predictions, and let's see who's get them right. Like a LT Cobalt calls again into the pits for another installation lap, funny enough. Now we've got Inosia Adri, who is going to be the first one to set, who is going for lap time. So let's follow him and do a onboard lap with someone else. looks like a quite good lap from Inertia at the moment. Most important thing after those tricky kind of corners to not invalidate your lap time. Try not to lock up your tires entering the hotel section, and not to tap the wall here at the outside, where Prix did it 2 times last year in the practice sessions. But let's see what the benchmark is going to be. It's a 1:34.149 on the soft tire. Senna sets a validated lap time with a 33.9, so they have come faster. In second place we now have Tina Frederick. Lord Allen on the mediums goes to P3 with a 36.0. Then we'll go to Calvin Robb. Was invalidated lap, but in here goes into the pits like a few others do. Same for Calvin Racing. Then we'll go to King David, who has been a championship leader at the beginning of the season at the first stage, and he goes with a 34.9 to 3rd place, where Mackett is going to start the lap on the medium tire. Here we have SAF1 Schwab, and he goes to the top with a 1:33.6. That's clearly faster than Inosia did around a minute ago. So after the first round we only have currently 5 lap times with SAF1 Schwab. It couldn't be someone else without the SAF1 in front of their PSN names. Inertia is in second place currently, Tina Frederick is in third, King David in fourth, and Lord Allen in fifth, only on the mediums. We are gonna follow Mackett for this lap, who is on the mediums, not invalidated yet, and has a shaky exit coming out of turn 13, I think it is. So let's see how much time he lost through there. He's catched the yellow by, I think it is King David. And Mackett goes up to 4th with a 1:34.4. Let's follow the other Red Bull, which is LT Cobalt, a race winner from last week, and he goes up to P6 with a 1:35.2. So 0.8 of a difference is between the two on the same compound. Next came as set a lap time with 1:45.8. Isn't really that isn't going to be the pole lap, if we are completely honest. We have Cassidy on the lap, and we have also Zen on the lap, and he said a 34.1, which would have been 3rd place if he didn't invalidate. But we now go to Cassidy in the Racing Point, who has had some strong performances this year. He didn't win the previous 21 races, but he's quite a dark horse for every race pretty much. And he goes to P6 with 1:35.245, slightly faster than LT Cobalt is. We now go to Race Hunter, who just started the lap, so let's go to someone who's closer to finishing a lap. And looks like it's SAF on Rai who was close to winning in Russia. Due to penalties he didn't win the race, which is usually the case with Russia. Let's see what Rai can do in the black Mercedes. Will he make it a front row lockout for SAF1 at the moment? Yes, the second drive in the 133s is a 133.8, 1.5 tenths off. Let's go to the others, where we gonna to follow the Alpha Tauris, who were in real life both in the top 10. Let's see if they can do the same. They're currently on the medium tire. Rates goes to 6 with a 134.8. And let's go to Calvin, who has gone up to 6th place. Some 3 tenths faster than his teammates, so both of those are currently in the top 10. With Carl and Rob going up to 3rd place. And we have got, I would say, Cobalt on the lap, but he's on the out lap. Let's go for a lap with Syriot. Starting off his lap right now. Takes the maximum entry of turn 1 where you can do. Turn 2 and turn 3 are flat. Sometimes you see crashes around here, but it isn't the case for Syriot. Then going into turn 3 and turn 4 and 5, there are a tricky chicane, and here you need to settle the car right for turn 6 and get a good exit, as here you will have the first DRS zone where you could expect some overtakes. And now braking hard for turn 7 and setting up the car right for turn 8. Trying to get a good exit here where you have the second DRS available to you, where you can attack or defend. Then going to turn 10, another chicane. Then going to turn 13 as did validate, but we move on. The most technical tricky part, where we have turn 15 or 16, then going through the hotel. And then exiting the hotel, you need to be careful about the walls coming close to you. And then the final 2 turns to the track. And Syriot finishes the lap, go for another run, but this is a lap around the Yas Marina circuit. As King David goes up to 3rd place with a 34.062. And let's move to our race winner from last week, Alti Cobalt, who's on the lap, 7 tenths improving on his time. Currently has a 35.2 and is in 12th place at the moment, so let's see if he can improve, getting closer to his teammate. Where can the race winning car from the real life Abu Dhabi Grand Prix qualifying himself now on? Coming up to the line, will it be a 33? It won't be, but it's a 134.134, 5 thousandths faster than Calvin Robb, but 26 thousandths slower than Chris. Then we have Enosia with a 134.149, which is even closer. We've got Nadim on the left, so he isn't going to do a last to first challenge, as it looks like. Didn't really have a good last chicane to go throughout his lap. So Nadim is going for the final pole of the season, and as he runs right, entering the technical hotel section. So let's see what how much is gonna affect that lap time for him. But he's going into the pit, so we'll never know what kind of lap time that would have been. And Bob Williams is also going into the pits. Now let's go to Maggott, who's on the lap. He's going to finish his lap, so this could be his only run. And goes to the top with 1:33.532. Is a 10 faster than SAF1 show up. And 3 tenths faster than SAF1 Rye. So we're only missing SAF1 to the top, but maybe he will finish at the top in 1 hour time. Range Hunter started another run, so he is going for his final run. And can he beat his teammate? He needs to find 3 tenths to beat Calvin. As ready to get quite close to the Red Bull of Maggott. Taking the shortest line possible at the second straight, and he's half a second up. Let's hope he doesn't mess up for him. Let's even go on board with him to get a better shot of this. After this we're going to follow Calvin to see if he can go into the top 10 and race did invalidate. So that's maybe qualifying over for him. I think pretty much his qualifying is now right over now. So let's go now to Calvin in the same Alpha Tauri. Let's see if he is going to invalidate. This camera shot wasn't the best one, but he is going to finish his lap and not invalidate. Calvin is back in the top 10 and even the top 5 with 1:34.065 is 3,000 slower than King David. So Calvin is showing some really good pace around here. There's 1 minute left here in qualifying and most drivers are now going out or have started their laps, as Noah Adrias isn't going to improve his lap or his time. Then let's go to Calvin Robb, who is on the limit on improving his time, but he's 72 thousandths down, and if he can just found a little tenth throughout this last sector, he could go maybe up to P5 or P4, but he has to invalidate his lap time, so that won't matter. But he still has the chance to go for one final run. But he goes into the pit, so I think he might want to drop out to get a free tire choice, which you get if you drop out the top 10. Cassidy goes to 8th. Then we've got another Alpha Tauri of Calvin. He goes into the pits. Then we have Chris. And he goes close to the top with a 133. 558 is 26 thousandths of pole position. And Nadim goes to 4th place with a 133.782. Then we've got the Red Bulls. Let's follow LT Cobalt who goes to P4 with 133.685. Then we've got Senna who only goes to P14. Surrey stays in P12. Rage finishes in P16, and then we have Lord Alam going between the Renaults in P15. Then we'll wait for SAF1 right. Is he going to snatch pole? No, but he gets very close. 20 thousandths off SAF1 Maggot. Let's see what Shoe Up can do. Can he maybe take off pole position? It will be his first one of the season, and he gets it! I don't know what the time was, but he gets pole position for the final round of the GP2 Championship here at Abu Dhabi. It's SAF1 Shoe Up in the Alfa Romeo, and it was a 133.1, a lightning fast time. It's 3/10 quicker than the SAF1 colleges, which are SAF1 Maggot, SAF1 Rye. Chris is in 4th, LT Cobalt in 5th, Inosia 6th, and our champion is in P7, 6/10 off pole, with beating his teammate in P18 of Frederick. King David was back. Als qualified in P9 als Calvin rounds of the top 10, and outside the top 10 are Cassidy, Carmen Robb, Surrey, X-Gamer on medium, Lord Ellen, Senna on medium, and Rage on medium. So both Reynolds and AlphaTauri were trying to qualify themselves in the top 10 on medium, but that plan didn't go as they probably wanted. But they've got a free tire choice and can even start on the medium if they want to. So it's overcast here at Abu Dhabi. Which is good news for those on the softs. So who is going to take victory at the final race here at the Yas Marina circuit? Will it be one of the SAF1 else? We'll have to wait and see. But let's take a look to the tires, where Shoe Up isn't really excited to start this race off, as he's got a massive gap on the formation lap. But we go to P11, what we usually do here in SFR, where Cassidy starts on the harder compound. That's what he usually does when he starts outside the top 10. Both Ferraris are opting for the soft compound, so the Ferraris are going a bit on their Ferrari master plan. So Karen Robb and Serge are going to start on the soft. Then we have X-Gamer, Lord Allen, SFR, Senna Martins and Race Hunter starting on the medium. So they will be on a harder compound, will go out longer, and let's see how their strategy will pay off. In terms of strategy, you could do two things. You could go for a one-stop, which is really possible around here. Some people don't think it's possible, but it is really possible if you look out for your tires things. And the second thing, that's where you see here below, is the two-stop. You can do soft, soft, medium, or soft, medium, soft. But it will be slower than the one stop I just said. There could be around 10 seconds or 15 seconds difference. So that was the strategy thing. Race of the GP2 championship. The last drivers are going into their grid slot. And for one final time, the lights are gonna be on for the final race of the season. One last time, and the lights are out for the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix, where Schumacher seems to be a very good start, and Chris was looking very dizzy to the rear of Mackett. As it looks like there's going to be a big gap between him and cars behind. But it doesn't look like there's any trouble here at the back. Let's take a look. Nadim has dropped a few places and it's quite laggy here. But the timetable is fixed and Schumacher is still into the lead in front of Mackett. And Mackett who is having a nice tow here. Doesn't make a move yet. We have got the move made by Cassidy, and Tiana Frederick has already got a 3-second time penalty for cutting the corner. Nadim has gone up to P11 as he made a very terrible start, dropping to P11. And we've got a change for the lead. Or not. Also, it seems like I'm lagging, so it could be the case to me. Oh, there's a front wing flying from a Ferrari. That's probably Search. Let's take a look, and yes, it is Search, unfortunately. Calvin did quite a stupid job, but I saw that he was missing a front wing. He tapped the left hand side of the champion. We've also Lord Ellam going into the pits, so those having damage from first lap, and it's very unfortunate for them as the timetable goes up and down and crazy, like we used to see in this F1 game. And she goes away. Overall Prix is now fixed, and as you can see we're also on lap 2. Off screen, Chris has moved up to P3 with Wright dropping off a position to P4. And Cassidy made the mistake as he lost 3 places right now, and Senna is now leading the train for the final point, and it's the first medium runner. So watch out for him, as he could be in the lead when those other softs are going to make their pit stop. Riles already got a 3-second time penalty, the first one out of the top 5. And Chris sets the fastest lap time with a 1:38, which could mean that the top two are already pushing the car to the limits and getting some warnings. And then your time will not be valid. King David is joining the penalty squad, and DRS is now been available. If you still don't know what DRS means, you need to be in the second from car in front of you, and the DRS detection point is right before the hairpin, as you can see on the mini map. And we've also got a second DRS detection zone, and if you go on board, that's that line here, just before the DRS, where you can activate it. Maggot was just off in the DRS activation zone, but if you keep closer, we saw that there was a movement. King David, LT Cobalt cuts the corner a bit, but no, they're now going side by side, going into the hotel section to get around the outside, but that wasn't a smart move from LT Cobalt, and he has sent King David round. That wasn't really smart from the American, as King David drops all the way to P14, and he will be very angry on LT Cobalt. We now got Senna already into the pit, so he must have got some damage from someone, which could have been King David rejoining. So, and he goes to the soft. Not really where what Senna had hoped for his final race in season 7. We've got a change at the Williams team, where Nadim now up to 7th place, and as there's been movement by Prix, who has overtaken LG Cobalt. So LG Cobalt is back to P6, where he also was on the previous lap without making an accident. And here goes LG Cobalt round the outside of Indonesia Prix, and LG Cobalt is now back up to P5. And he has now a gap of 4 seconds to pretty much the leading group, with 3 SF1 guys and 1 non-SF1, which is Chris. Let's see if he can pick up the win at the final race of the season. Frederick goes into the pits. But does he have some damage? Let's see, I've also King David pits. Well, this is a strategy. So Frederick is going for the 2-stop, and I think for King David as well. Senna gets a 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings. And we now can take a look at the pit exit, which is very unique. Around Abu Dhabi, you will go under the track, and then you will rejoin the track into turn 3, and he goes just in front of Senna, as you can see. Here, there is King David. After there is a move made for P5, at least there's a battle. As Nadim looks like he's been squeezed wide by Enosia Adri, and he doesn't have DRS, so now he has some pressure for LT Cobalt behind. Let's go to the front with Mecca, really close to the rear of Schwab. Is now going to pressurize the Alfa Romeo driver. And let's see if the top 4 is also on the 2-stop. Let's see who's going to pit from them. It doesn't look like anyone is in, so they'll stay out for at least a lap longer. I'm not seeing any drivers coming into the pit, so it's quite an early call from Frederick and King David to come in. Chris had DRS on this first straight, but I'm afraid he isn't going to have DRS on the second straight as he gets a shaky exit. It isn't going to help him, and now Rai is in the DRS for him, so it will be easier for Rai. Mecca gets there very close to the rear, shoe up, but luckily no contact made. X-Gamer is really on fire at the moment. It's up to P7 on those mediums, and the mediums are now at the stage where they're going to get the advantage over those on the used set of soft. So X-Gamer is up to P7, and let's see what he can do on that soft tire, on the medium tire. Will he maybe go for one stop? If he goes for that one, it's pretty much the last of first challenge what he did. As Chris is the first one out of the top 4, who's going to pit. And on which side will he go on to? This will be the medium. So I think he's on the 2-stopper. For those who want to know when can you go to the end on the 1-stop, it's between lap 11 and 12. Lap 11, 12. Or 10 to 12. You can then go to the pit and go to the end on the medium. It is possible, but let's see if the drivers want to take the risk. Will we maybe see a change for the lead? As Mackett is in a distance where he can take over the lead. His DRS is now been activated, goes to the outside. And he goes in front of Shoak, so we'll have a new race leader in SAF1 Mackett. Sure, that's quite close to getting a penalty. Now Dean goes up to 4th place, passing Enosia Atri. So we now got the SAF1 top 4. But you all have seen that Chris has pitted for the medium, so let's see if Shoak and Mackett are going to react on the strategy from Chris, or going out longer and skipping a stop. That's what they're going to do. The same for Rai, so they're both staying out. Now Dean goes into the pit, so he is going for the 2-stopper. And is the first of the SF1 esports to make a pit stop tonight. And also LT Cobalt is in the pit, and the same is for Karen Robb, as Karen Robb and LT Cobalt both pitting for front wing change. Now Frederick goes now in front of the Williams with a 2-lap undercut. Ray Chandler has now activated the X-Game, and this is actually a battle which could also be for the end of the race, as they are both on the mediums and could be on the same strategy. Let's see if Rage is going to overtake X-Game. It's a bit too far away from for Rage, but he cuts the track and almost had contact with X-Gamer. It's quite unnecessary, but will Rai pit? No. So Chris will probably take the lead soon, but we'll have the older tires. Here we have him. And says the faster lap with 137.1. which will probably be more than a second and a half faster than they are driving there at the front. Now the couple got a 3-second time penalty, is currently in P14 behind Suryatt, who has been passed by Senna. I got a message that the internet connection quality is currently not significant to broadcast gameplay, so the lag is now confirmed to mine. Chris makes a move on Cassidy for P7. So the same be said for Rage, P5. He's too far away again, so he has to wait a little bit longer, as they're also both catching Inertia Adri here in P4. So the softs are now starting to drop off and the mediums are really now the tire to be on. There's also a change for P15, where it's very close, with Lord, Alan, Khan, Rob and Calvin. Calvin obviously had fumbling damage and was taken out. But it's quite close at the back, but we have Shua going into the pits, and he is going for the one-stopper, I think. Yes, he goes to the medium, and now we'll go 18 laps to the end. As I said, Chris is now in front, but Shua will go to the end, and let's see how the undercut will pay off against Maggot. The undercut could be very strong around here, but let's see if that's going to be the case. Here we have Chris at the back of Rage Hunter on a fresh set of medium. And he'll go to the inside of Rage Hunter. Rage Hunter brakes late, gets himself out of actually the battle for he has with X-Gamer. Now Chris is overtaking X-Gamer. Hopefully X-Gamer won't put too much of a fight, which he isn't going to do. Chris is now behind his teammate. I'm thinking he will also pit at the end of this lap. As we now have our race leader in SCF1 Maggot, and how will the undercut from SCF1 Shua pay off? On the mediums he goes, and also Rai is coming in. As I saw a hard tire coming out, and that is the case, so he may have a bit more tire life in them. Let's see where Shua comes out. And he goes in front of Maggot, so the undercut has paid off. And here is Maggot, and there you can see how much the undercut can work. It's pretty much a 2 second where you can gain from. As we now got Chris into the lead, but the gap between him and Shua is 7 seconds. So he has to push and hope that Shua and Maggot get held behind those who are staying out longer on the medium. We're gonna see if that's the case, as there will be a move made for P2. It doesn't look like it, as X-Gamer defends himself from Rage. And now Dima's overtaken Frederick, and currently it is really looking like that Williams are going to win the Constructors. So for the Williams fans out there, it's a great day with a Drivers' Champion and a Teams Champion. In SFR Season 17 in GP2, as Frederick gets another 3-second time penalty. As Shua gets past Cassidy at quite an interesting place, and Shua gets now a 3-second time penalty. As Rage Hunter goes now into the pits, And will now pretty much go to a hard. No, it's a soft tire, so he goes for a 2-stop. Is this an undercut or X-Gamer, or will X-Gamer go for the 1-stop? But also there's been a move made for P14. It's a bit too close for comfort, if I'm honest. Just look at this onboard from Inosia. Here goes Carl and Rob. Will he go for the outside? Luckily he didn't go for it. Oh my, there's contact made! And Inosia was forced to be in the wall. And he goes off. Luckily not in the wall, but let's go back for the battle for P40, which is a pretty fun one to watch, to be honest. And Inosia's this race has really been affected by this. So there will be some words said about the battle for P14. Calvin is waiting for his chance, as I think Carl Rob was touching the back of Lord Allen. Now Stewart gets hauled up by X-Gamer. Oh, we've got the safety car! Cassidy has retired by entering the pit entry, so Cassidy has just done a David Coulthard from Adelaide 1994, if I'm right. So that's just the perfect opportunity for Chris, for X-Gamer to go to the soft tire. Well, soft tire is maybe a bit of a gamble. And Inosia gets a drive-through penalty for speeding on the safety car, as he's also cutting a few penalties over the last lap. But we've got a safety car in Abu Dhabi. And Inosia's also retired, so he's completely done by the race. By how the race has gone. So Chris can now actually go into the pits and get a fresh set of mediums on. Go to the end. He will then drop to round P7, which is that place where he was fighting for. And he does go into the pits as Rai gets a drive-through. And remember, Rai was in that top 4 battle between all the SAF1 guys and Chris, so he has to do a drive-through after the safety car, so that will really hurt him, as Raya is also now rage quitting, so that's also what he doesn't like to see. And Chris, as I said, has been there for a fresh set of soft, and X-Gamer didn't have much to do something else, go to the soft and just pray that he won't get a puncture at the end of the race. And if there will be a late safety car, then he may go to another set of soft. So we've got Shoe Up into the lead in front of Mackett, Chris and X-Gamer on the soft. Same as Race Hunt on the soft. So those who were battling on the medium will now probably be battling on soft. Then we have Nadim, the champion, in P6, Rai in P7 with a drive-through penalty. In 8th we have Tiana Frederick, 9th is LT Cobalt, 12th is King David, 11th is Senna Martins, who is now back in the game. 12th is Sayed, 13th is Calvin, 14th is Lord Allen, and 15th is Colin Rob, who's on a new set of soft, but he has either disconnected or race quitted. We can now take a look at the penalties, where we see that SAF1 Rai has a drive-through, but also has race quitted, so he's pretty much out of the picture. And we can also take a look at the position gainers, where obviously Rage Hunter is now in the best position to be called driver of the day, which, as he gained 12 positions and he started from last place. XKM is in has moved up 10 positions. Then we go a little bit further down to Senna Martins, was gained 5th position. The big loser is Enosia Atri, who was retired. Who is also a big loser is obviously Rai and also LT Cobalt. And if you want to know, these are the stops that have been made. Most of them are on the 2-stop, changing to a new set of softs, as Maggot has spun behind the safety car. What has he done? So Maggot just has done a Maggot ending Grosjean, but without crashing. So that's luckily for him, but he has dropped down to P13. So he's got a race to do. Luckily for him, he's going to the end, and some of them is questionable. But he and Shuhab are on the oldest tires, so let's see how that is gonna play out. How this is going to play out. It also looks like the safety car isn't driving on wheels on my screen, so. But the glitchy car without wheels is going into the pits. Chris gets disqualified! Oh my! Chris is disqualified for ignoring yellow flags! What is this? So we now have XKM into 2nd place and Racing into 3rd place. Well, it says Chris has been disqualified, but he is still weaving to warm his tires up, so don't think it's true. Let's hope it doesn't. It is true. So let's go now to Shuhab, who can now control the field. Well, for actually check time. When will he go onto the throttle? And he now is, I think. So Chris goes into the pits. Sure, gets a 5-second time before collision, probably with him. So that isn't really a good thing, as now XCM is on the back of Shuhab, as expected on the softs, and Racing will probably go with him. Also XCM doesn't have a penalty, so that could be in his favor. As Chris pits for the hards now. That is really helping him, as he was in pretty much a shot for the race winner now. Maggot has overtaken the race pitted Rai, so he's get closer to the points. Calvin is on the attack of Surge. They're looking from the onboard of Maggot, and Surge has pushed off Calvin. That's the perfect invitation for Maggot to try to go around instead of Calvin, but that isn't going to work, I think, as Calvin breaks very late, almost steps the rail of Surge. Calvin gets a 3-second time penalty for taking a 2-hard line through the chicane. And now LT Cobalt and King David have met each other again, the first time it ended up in a crash, so let's hope that is the case for the second part of the battle. X-Gamer is really close to the rear of Shoe Up, and when will he make the move on the Alfa Romeo? And if Renault can get a decent result, they could also jumping McLaren, and the cap was I think 26 points. Currently they are scoring 22 points, which means they will be 4 points. Joop is already trying to break the slipstream, and that is working for him at the moment. Calvin has tried again to make a move on Search, which has worked. And now Search will be now going to the inside of Calvin, as Nadim also gets a time penalty. But Calvin has now made the move done and stick. There's now been a movement for P11. As Lord Adam has overtaken Maggot. Adam on the soft, of course. And now Chris is up to P14. And now only X-Gamer and Chris haven't received a penalty yet. It could be a commentating curse later, but hopefully they can have a clean sheet. The rush is now available, so let's take a look from X-Games on board to see if he can overtake Shoe Up. Shoe Up is trying to break the slipstream once again, as my team is also overtaking now Rage Hunter, that's behind X-Gamer. Here we have another team, could also be for a last win, for the race win. It could be. And here goes X-Gamer. Will he take over the lead of Shoe Up? He has to go to the long way round. And X-Gamer gets the long way round overtake. Cuts the corner a bit, I think. But has now taken over the lead in the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix, the final race of the season, and will X-Gamer win. The Williams boys are moving up their places up. They are now third and fourth, I think. Frederick goes for quite a wide line. And Racing has dropped to P5. This may be a good thing between LG Cobalt and King David, and now Senna between them, so they won't get a collision as Rage is going into pits. He has probably gained some damage. Then that's why he has pitted. Take a look. No, it's a strategy change, so interesting strategy plays from Rage Hunter, as also Maggot is in the pits, but he has front wing damage and a 5-second time penalty for a collision, which probably was behind the safety car. Let's go for the battle for P5, and now Senna goes to the outside of LT Cobalt. And after P5 the Belgian goes. And we'll now try to move up to the podium positions, as it's quite a close pack there. And let's see if he can close up. If he wants to finish the season onto the podium, then that 3-second time penalty for Senna isn't really going to help him. We can take a look at the penalties now, as Schwab has got 8 seconds with that 5-second time penalty he got from the safety car. He can appeal against that one. And Medima's only got 1 penalty, 3 seconds. Tina Frederick 6 seconds. Senna 9. Cobalt 3. King David 6. Lord Allen 9. Calvin and Sirius both got 3. Ray 6. And Calvin Rob 3. With Chris having no penalty still. Same for Maggot and also X-Gamer. And Rai has got 3 seconds before he rage quitted. But Schwab is trying to retake over the lead and the Kongsaba side into the chicane, and there was some contact. Luckily it didn't end up in a crash. And I think also Nadim wants to win the race with a battle and not have been gifted the race win. But now also Frederick is joining the party. Range Hunters has the faster lap with 132.3. Is currently in P11 and he could get P10 as Sergio is on the hard tire. Here goes Schwab. H-Gamer defends the inside, which will mean Schwab has to go the long way around. H-Gamer could outline the sound before a move, but it will be now more difficult. Don't think he will make a dive. No, he won't. And the Cobalt has left the session, so that's really unfortunate for him. Our race winner from last week, as I said multiple times. Can H-Gamer keep up with Schwab, who's on lightning pace at the moment? The Cobalt has joined back into the session. This game doesn't have DRS, so it will be an easy move for Nadim, who goes up to P2. And on 4 laps fresher mediums than Schwab has, so there's a good chance there Nadim can finish off the season with a victory. Let's now go to his teammate here, Frederick, who could also make the move on next game right now. Goes for the outside, but backs off. And we'll try it the next lap. Here the straights. And also Lord Allen has gone up to P7 because of the disconnection of LT Cobalt will now rejoin back into P8. Well, if X-Gamer can stay in this group and hopefully his tires can hold it out, he could be the winner out of this. But here comes Nadim, who will go to the outside once again. But Shuab isn't giving him that one easily. Nadim broke late to get the move done, but now Shuab will get the DRS available to him. And now he has to go to the outside. Will he make the move stick? Let's see. Going side by side, but he gets it. Gets him around the outside, so Shuab is back into the lead. After lost that one for a lap, for pretty much a corner. But LM stays in P7, let's see if he can hold out. It's a lap younger soft than X-Gamer has. But also off-screen Frederick has passed X-Gamer. So now X-Gamer can only hope that Nadim and Shuab are getting loads of penalties. But I also think that X-Gamer is in a real hunt for podium. If it stays like this, it could be ending up in second place. But as it looks right now, it's just P1 for X-Gamer, but 5 laps left. And if Nadim can get past Shuab and create a gap, then Nadim is the winner in all of this. Here goes Nadim, but Shuab is breaking that slipstream, but he has been doing the whole time since the safety car has come in. Here goes Nadim. Now goes to the inside of Shuab. But he locked up, but he got it. Here goes Shuab, not to the inside of the next corner after the chicane. But Nadim is now into the lead. Our champion wants to show that he really deserves that title to his name. And could we maybe see a 1-2 for the Williams? That will be awesome. And you can really see that Nadim has more pace left in himself than Shuab has. The battle for P4 will be an easy one, as this game stocks are really done now. Senna goes not really to the inside, but that pretty much is game. We know that he's there. Senna goes quite early in overtake mode too, which is quite a risk. You can go into the wall by doing that early, but goes to the outside, and the move is done, and Shuab gets another time penalty, which will make it 11, 12. And if Senna can just found 7 tenths, be in that 3-second window for Frederick, Senna can join the podium interviews. It's quite a long time ago he has been in there. But it is possible with Shuab on 15 lap old mediums. Can he hold it to the end? It will be a big question. It will really be. Dimas now got himself out of the second of Schwab, which means Schwab doesn't have DRS anymore. Now Frederick can make it a Williams 1-2. And keep an eye on that gap between Senna and Frederick, as King David now has passed X-Gamer. X-Gamer is just a sitting duck on those. So screaming really often, or like, please go to other set. I can't go any longer. Also quite close behind the rear of Lord Allen, but also has a decent race. He started from thinking P15 and is up to P7, so he's also great to mention a driver today. Which I think he has a good chance to. That will probably be for Senna, but Lord Allen could also be your driver today if you have a personal preference. Oh, X-Gamer is off and does he has a puncture? I think he has a puncture. Does he have a puncture? He has front wing damage. No, I think he just lost it, but it isn't a puncture. But he has now dropped out of the points. Schwab and Frederick are really pushing to the absolute limit as Lord Allen and the couple are having a battle, and it's too close for comfort there. Let's now go to the onboard of Rage Hunter, who could be the winner out of this. Here goes LT Cobalt to the outside. Oh, Lord Allen gives him the squeeze and gives him a penalty as a yellow flag, and hard racing here. And Calvin says thank you very much. I'll go up to P7 and finishing in front of Rage and Lord Allen. That could also be the story. And that was a bit unnecessary from Calvin. He go to the inside of the Cobalt. And the both Avatars touch it. As Rage just the rear of Calvin, now Lord Allen is the big loser out of this, dropping to P9. But that was some hell of street fighting there. Will there be a move made for P12? P2, I'm sorry. As we've also entered the final lap of this season. The DRS, the rearing is open, but he doesn't really gain much as Chris has retired from this race. After he had some race winning inspirations. Let's go for one final time to the final battles. See if there will be move made for P7, but I think we will have a move between AlphaTauris. Hopefully it doesn't bring French toes any headache, but Rage Hunter is now back in the P7 where he was on the previous lap. And can he maybe make a move, a do or die move, and now to Cobalt. We go to our champion who is now winning the final race of the season. It's SAF1 the team. SAF1. Schwab goes up to second place on 18 lap old mediums. The third place is Tiana Frederick and Williams are now officially crowned the Constructors Champions. Senna finishing in 4th, a second off. The podium spots, King David finished in 5th, Calvin finished in 6th, Rage Hunter in 7th, 3rd in 8th, LT Cobalt in P9, and Maggot gets the final point, Robin in 11th, Lord 11 in 12th, X-Gamer, was at one point leading the race. He's now doing some donuts for fun in P13. As he also got a puncture at on the left rear, so 13 laps off. It isn't possible. That isn't really possible how half of the race doing that. And he finished off the season with 3 tyres. Like Lewis Hamilton won the race up at Silverstone. And race 100 is your driver of the day, so congratulations to him. And if you have a different driver of the day, you could obviously let me know. Here we got our winner of the season, and winner of the final race of the season is SAF1 Nadim, who started from P6 or 7. Got the race winning in front of SAF1 Schwab and Tiana Frederick. A double Williams podium and a Alfa Romeo in the middle. So for one final time, let's go through the results. Nadim has won the race in front of Schwab. Frederick finished in P3. Senna has finished in P4 in front of King David. Calvin to P6. Did a very decent race. Rage to P7. Third in P8. LT Cobalt in P9 and Mackett P10 with the fastest lap, 1:36.172, and outside the points of Calvin, Rob, Lord Allen, King David, SAF1 Rai, Chris, Inosia, Adrian, Cassidy. So that was the racing here in SFR, and we will have one final time the interviews with Nadim, Schwab and Frederick. So I'll invite them and I'll be back with you shortly. The top 3 is invited, and let's see if they all 3 will join. Go to the showroom and show the championship winning and race winning car of today. It's the Williams car, driven by SAF1 Nadim and Tiana Frederick, with both the Williams drivers have joined the party, so let's have a chat with them, and let's start off with our race winner and our champion, SAF1 Nadim. You started not from pole position and not from the front row, but you managed to win the race, so let's talk through how your race went. If you can hear me?
Yeah, we can hear now.
Well, Nadim, you have won the race and won the championship last week, and tell us how your race went.
Yeah, the race went pretty well. I think Courtney didn't put in the best lap, but yeah, like during that first stint I was kinda stuck behind some of the guys and couldn't really get past them. And I think the safety car really like helped myself and Frederick out. But I'm not sure what happened in the front. I think Mackett might have spun, or yeah, and I think I probably should have quit it, to be honest. I think he stayed out, so I think I got lucky when it came to the safety car. So Yeah, I think a bit of a fortunate win today, but yeah, I'll definitely a win. I'll definitely take.
And now you've been officially crowned the GP2 champion, and obviously I couldn't talk to you last week, but how
Yeah.
how was your emotion where you it was official that you were the new GP2 champion?
Yeah. Firstly, I was sad because you weren't there, to be honest. So that was the first emotion.
Oh.
But yeah. But yeah, last week was a bit. It was a messy race because I got contacts. I was at the back and I was like, yeah, I think I was last with like 30 laps to go, but because I put on the Inter, so I think I only got the points on the last lap. So it was really like a roller coaster of emotions. So yeah, but I think when I'm watching the stream, like it was quite fun to watch, because it was quite dramatic as well. So yeah, I think it was overall I was happy with how the race went, and yeah, to be crown champion felt pretty good. So yeah, happy overall.
Yes, and with you and your teammate finishing on the podium, you have also won as a team the Constructors Championship. So I think you both are really glad to have won this one.
Yeah, that was our last goal today. Like we had the drivers wrapped up last week, so yeah, to get the constructors was the goal this weekend to get a double podium. I think it was, yeah, just the cherry on top of the cake. So yeah, I think it was really like a good season for Williams. And yeah, I was telling Frederick now, like it's been a privilege and an honor to be his teammate. Like such a great guy and such a great friend to have as a teammate. So yeah, I enjoyed the whole season.
And we all have enjoyed your season, and let's hope you can make it a great season 8 next season.
Cheers, Robin, and I just wanted to say thanks to you also for all you've done this season and being a commentator like all the year. And yeah, we really appreciate it. And I'm not sure what's your plans for next season, but if you do leave Isivaro, if you're not gonna be permanent commentator, you'll definitely be missed. So yeah, thanks again for everything. Like really appreciate it, and yeah, wish you all the best.
Thank you for those kind words, Nadim. And let's now go to your teammate, which is Tiana Frederick.
Hey.
Well, Frederick, you made yourself going up to the podium, and tell us how your race went.
I mean, I was kind of surprised that I ended up in a position where I was able to fight for a podium. Of the start was kind of messy, I guess. I don't know exactly what happened, but then I got the straight 3-second penalty on the first lap for cutting a corner with no warnings. So that was fun, and I just decided to go for the undercut today. I went in really early from the soft onto the mediums, and then I did see that when Nadim came out of the pits I had like a 4-second gap on him, and I did take advantage of that, passed a few of the guys in front of me. So when the safety car came, I was fortunate enough to be in front of a lot of the guys who I am about equal pace with, and then of course the guys in front spun. I don't know exactly what happened, and a couple of the guys were on soft as well because they started on the mediums. And X-Gamer was hard for a couple of laps. It was hard getting by him, and he was driving really well, but I guess his soft tires were falling off towards the end, so I don't know exactly what happened to him. He might have gotten a puncture or something, because he didn't have any penalties, so I was kind of nervous about that. And then obviously I had Senna in the corner of my eye for the entire second stint after the safety car. He was chasing me and I had more penalties than him, so I was just trying my best in order to stay ahead of him for as long as possible. And yeah, obviously I ended up on the podium, only my third podium of the season, and the 3 podiums I've got come in the last 4 races, so I've ended the season on a high note, and I'm really happy about that, to be honest.
Yeah, you've had a really strong end coming over the last few weeks, and that's, I think, the best preparation for season 8, isn't it?
Yeah, of course. we'll see though what happens this night. I'm excited about the race. About the race today. I'm excited about racing in SFR as well, and we'll see what happens for this night. I'm looking forward to it.
And as I said to your team, you all have also won the Constructors Championship. So which was the best team this year?
Yeah, you know, I'm not exactly sure how we ended up in this position at all. We didn't start off too strong, to be honest, and we were quite far behind until like Italy at least, or Singapore, and then suddenly we just gained a lot of points for 5, 6 races in a row, and we're in contention for the Constructor Championship, and that's kind of cool. We did mention it in the start of the season that it would have been cool to kind of go for the Constructors, but then, yeah, obviously we ended up taking it, which feels great, at least to me. I'm privileged to have had such a good teammate as well. He's won the drivers, and that of course helps a lot when you're trying to go for the Constructors. So.
And what I think also helped that you and your team also had a 5-win streak.
Yeah, of course, that's a bonus. Absolutely.
Yeah.
A lot of races in a row where we did really good, and I'm just happy that I've shown that I'm able to do something for myself as well through those final few races. Nadim had done really good throughout the entire season, and I hadn't been like I wasn't too pleased with my own racing and my own driving, but I've shown for the last few races that I'm, if not one of the best qualifiers in this league, then I'm at least up there when it comes to race pace and strategy and everything else.
And that's where the points are given. So this was the season 7 of GP2. We only have tomorrow with still a championship undecided with the top 3 in 16 points of each other. Tomorrow Oliver will talk with you through that one, and we'll see who's going to be the special guest of tomorrow. So I want to thank everyone in SFR for making this division as close as possible, and for me personally, I've enjoyed every second of commentating GP2, with most of the time being solo, but also to the other commentators who were alongside me, and hopefully we can have a nice shot to finish off season 7, and I wish you a good night, and we'll see you tomorrow for the final race of season 7 in GP1. So have a good night, everyone.